Nuendo and SpectraLayers are amazing tools. Having them together working in your studio will take your workflow to a whole new level. So today I have this video where I will show you the features that makes me think this way and that will make me recommend you to get those tools for your studio so that you can have a faster and better workflow as well. And to prove me right, I got this 20-minute long documentary that I was able to edit the whole dialogue and finish it from zero to finish in less than a couple of hours. Let me show you how I took it from this.
Ah, mira, se te cayó algo del telescopio, mira. Mira. Hombre, acabo de ver una galaxia. Bueno, qué cabrón.
To this.
Ah, mira, se te cayó algo del telescopio, mira. Mira. Hombre, acabo de ver una galaxia. Bueno, qué cabrón.
So after that quick example, let me show you the features I mentioned that made me think that Nuendo and SpectraLayers are a must-have in the studio. Okay, the first reason I love working and is very easy working with SpectraLayers Pro and Nuendo is that we can work with ARA mode, ARA 2. And there's two ways to do that. The first one is the very easiest way is just to select my clip, and over here I can just select the mode, the extension that I want to work with, or I can go here to audio and extensions, select SpectraLayers. Either way, I just click on that and the interface opens for me. Okay, that's one of the ways. Let me remove this from there. Because I want to show you something different again. The other way is to create a track that works with the extension. So I can go to my inspector here and turn this into an SpectraLayers track. And whatever I bring in there, let me make a copy of this in here, is already now in SpectraLayers. And you can see that it has this icon on the corner. And if I do the extension over here, we'll have the same icon over there, and that means that both regions are now in SpectraLayers. And all I have to do is double click on that track, on the regions that go into that track, and now I can process them in there. Okay, but the thing is that it does not only end there, it's more than that. Because now we can do grouping, and I can take all of these regions and send them all together to SpectraLayers. And then I will have all of them right here listed for me to be able to process them. And for example, I can use the voice denoising. That's one of the reasons I was able to do what I did with the documentary I showed you. I took voice denoising and applied it to all of those clips. Now everything is being processed and and I don't have to go out to any program. It's already there and is already processed. And you can see all of them have the region and all of them have that process already made in them. So that's the reason I took all this bunch of dialogue and was able to denoise it because it's super denoisy, and I was able to denoise it as quickly as mentioned. So I was able to edit the dialogue faster than ever before because I was able to do it in a bunch, in a bulk within Nuendo with SpectraLayers without leaving the DAW, just right there. One of the reasons SpectraLayers is so powerful is the fact that we can work with layers and all from Nuendo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this part that has voice, noise, extremely rustles, and things like that. But he also is tweaking the guitar, and there's a leak of another voices and things like that. So what I want to do with this track is I want to send it to SpectraLayers. And in here, what I want to do is use the Unmix one of the new Unmix processes that we have that is called Unmix Soundtrack. And that will separate those, let me apply that, will separate from the sound effects, from the music, and from the dialogue. And that will leave me with the guitar and the dialogue apart from all the noises that I have in here. And that leaves us with a track with dialogue.
No, yo lo que te iba a decir es con eso del infinito, por mí, que se quede el infinito sin estrellas.
And no rustle.
Afinemos. Quitarle el capo para poder afinar.
The guitars. And the sound effects that have all the rustle within them. So I will take out the sound effects and leave just the guitar.
La única que tengo. Afinemos. Quitarle el capo para poder afinar. Ah, el principio de intercidumbre que decía, ¿quién era?
But what I want to do is to work with them with Nuendo. So I will just grab them all and put them over here. And he will ask me if I want them there. How do I want them in different tracks? And now, if I close this, I turned this track to these 3 layers now that I have over here. And I can mute this and, for example, mute the dialogue, the sound effects, and use just the guitar. And
la única que tengo. Afinemos. Quitarle el capo para poder afinar.
Intercidumbre.
Ah, el principio de intercidumbre que decía, ¿quién era? Solo la prima, dale la prima nada más.
so now I can treat this separately and work with them and restore a little bit further the dialogue and EQ the guitar and do whatever I want to do with this. So now I can bring layers from SpectraLayers to Nuendo without leaving Nuendo, just like using it as a part of Nuendo, as a plugin or something like that. So this is super ultra powerful, especially for sound design and for other uses as well. Okay, this is another super useful feature we can do with the SpectraLayer and Nuendo. So I will take this small phrase and I want to send it to ADR. So I don't want to transcribe everything that I have in the tracks. So I want to select the piece that I want to turn into dialogue. I will go to Unmix transcription, apply that process, and I have it right here. So I can see it, you can edit it, then it has the time code, the language, and everything. And we can even translate this, but for the time being, all we want to do is export it as a CSV file. There you go. And we export that. Once we do that, we can come back to Nuendo and import the CSV that we just created. I will tell them that it's UTF-8, okay. And time code in, time code out, description, and dialogue. And that's it. Ignore one row. And we're ready and set. Let's import that. And now we have that over here. And if let me see if I'm the right here. And I can activate this track now and quickly see that I can do ADR with that.
Creo que es por aquí.
Mira, se te cayó algo del telescopio, mira.
And again, the powerful tool of ADR Taker in Nuendo, you can, do tons of things like change the size and the color of the text color and make it, teal or something like that. Can be blue, and we can change it, and we can, tweak everything that we have in the screen and control everything that everyone hears and everything. So it's super powerful to have this in Nuendo, but it's super faster to do this transcription thing, and we can do tons of things with transcribing from SpectraLayers to Nuendo. So this is a huge thing that we can do if we have to set up an ADR session quickly. Okay, this is another tool that SpectraLayer has that I can use very conveniently in Nuendo, and that I want to show you. And let me open, this is a dialog.
Porque los cuantos me han dicho que...
And I will process this with a SpectraLayers new tool called phase rotation here. So with phase rotation, the first thing I can do is make a selection, and then I can request the tool to make a suggestion for that particular audio file, and it will, reset the phase rotation to its best. So let me show you what it does. Once it's done, I suggest it's 45 degrees, so I will apply that. And this is very subtle, but very relevant if you are in this business. So let me show you how we work, how it sounds before. This is the before.
Porque los cuantos me han dicho que puede estar un gemelo, los cuantos, que son los mismos cuánticos, pero...
And after.
Porque los cuantos me han dicho que puede estar un gemelo, los cuantos, que son los mismos.
You can sense it's a little bit brighter and more defined. Let me do it again. Let me do it again.
Me han dicho que puede haber un gemelo mío allá al otro lado por el entrelazamiento cuántico. Como las partículas pueden... Me han dicho que puede haber un gemelo mío allá al otro lado por el entrelazamiento cuántico. Como las partículas pueden estar.
Much cleaner, and this is super useful and super nice to have. And this is one of the things that come with SpectraLayers, and that we can have with Nuendo once we have them both working together. Okay, another thing that we can do with the SpectraLayers, and this is going to be an awesome thing to show you, is the batch process. And what I have here is a few dialogues that are very compromised. It's like pickups from a set for voiceover, things like that. So I will bring all of this to SpectraLayers, put it in here, and I will tell him to process that with a mixed noisy speech. And all I have to do is tell him to export the layers that he will process and to put the process over here where I have a process folder right here. And all I have to do is click process, and it will do all that work for me. So let me show you. Let me make a pause in here and show you how it turns out. And it's done, and let me show you what it did. So this is how it was. So it's a very compromised
que digo
dialogue.
algo como de sonido,
Tons
Joaquín,
of room
Joaquín se
noise
llama.
and things like that. And he created a folder for each take with the noise track and the speech.
que digo algo como de sonido, Joaquín se llama.
So this way I can bring all this dialogue back into Nuendo, but already processed by the batch process of SpectraLayers. So I didn't have to do that manually or ask Nuendo to send it to SpectraLayers or anything. It will be easy in that way, but this is another way to do it, and this is super powerful and a super powerful tool that SpectraLayer has. And imagine all the things that you can do with all the modules, with depending on the case of what we have to do with it. So it'll be a super powerful thing to have when you get SpectraLayers Pro. And those are just a few of the features I can come up with to show you quickly what I think these two are a must-have. There's many more I can show you, but this is good enough for the time that we have. And it's kind of obvious. If you got this full power of Nuendo and you add to it the full power of SpectraLayers, obviously you will get a much powerful workstation. So don't trust me. Go ahead and try by yourselves. Go to the Steinberg website and load their demos, try them out. I'm pretty sure you will be hooked by them. So this is it. See you on the next one.